All right, I dropped everything I got going on today, cleared my schedule so I can bring you guys the new Logic Pro 10.7.5 update.
Oh my God!
I'm going to talk about the new features that I am loving, killing it, and some features and some bugs. So I'm going to talk about those as well because nothing's really perfect, right? Pow, Radium POW. Let's lock in. Let's go. All right, first things first, if you show up a lot to this channel, you're getting game from me. You better be subscribed. I'm getting pissed off, man. Y'all need to subscribe. 80% of you guys watching are not subscribed to the channel. That kills me inside. It kills me. Support the channel, share the show if you get something out of it. That's all I care about. I'm not asking you for anything else. Let's get into it. First feature that I am absolutely loving with this update and is long overdue is the new gain tool. Okay, this is like clip gaining in Pro Tools. I talk about this a lot. I would rather edit audio and do gain stuff and tuning and all that in Pro Tools, not in Logic Pro. But Logic, you're starting to speak my language. Now, how do you access this tool? How you access every tool. Hit escape button. You're gonna get all your tools. You're gonna get the gain tool at the bottom. If you hover over the region, not clip because we're not in Pro Tools, but you hover over a region, you're gonna get this, right? So you can gain up and down on the region. This is the same thing as going over to the region box up here, and you can see the gain 3. It goes up and down, right? But much easier just to do it right from the arrangement window. You can option click with the tool. It's going to reset the value. Now, what would I use this for? I would use this probably as my main tool with the marquee tool when I'm editing. So I would go in, right? Zoom in on a region. You can hold down command. So I got my command tool here. You can clip the region here, clip it here, clip it here. Go over, you got the gain tool, and you can gain up and down on the clips, okay? So that's really cool. I obviously have been waiting for this for a while. It's just like clip gain, and honestly, I wish that Logic would just put clip gain on the region like Pro Tools has, because that tool it's taken up my secondary or my primary tool, which I don't like. So that's one thing I like, one thing I don't like about that.
Okay.
Second thing, which is so dope, maybe the coolest thing that they have put out ever in Logic Pro. I am so hyped on this. Let's check it out. It is the ability to record MIDI effects. Let's go and open up a Arturia synth or something. I don't know. Alchemy's fine, whatever. It's built in, right? So we got the Alchemy synth, and let's get a preset, maybe a pad or something, right? Go to the MIDI effects, this little pocket here on the insert, and now I could put in, let's say, a chord trigger. This is really, really dope. So if I go to the chord trigger, I can use one note to trigger chords, obviously, right? So let's open up a preset. Let's go to a keyboard voicing, and let's do like a pop left hand. No, let's do pop right hand, because that's typically where you play the chords, right? We're going to have a trigger key from C3 to C5. We're going to solo this out. We're going to play one note, and it's going to trigger a chord voicing. All right, let's check that out. Okay, we're all used to that. We've all seen that before. Great, awesome. There's Cthulhu, there's Captain Chords, there's all this stuff. But none of them can do this. Check this out. Go to the drop-down menu on the chord, record MIDI to track here. Now, I'm going to record those chords, and it's going to track the MIDI and break it out into Logic. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop, because there is one thing that I'm hating about this update. There's a lot of bugs going on the Logic update. I don't know. I've had a lot of crashes happen since I updated to 10.7.5, so it's not for everyone. You can see right now my meters are pinning out for no reason. That's never happened in Logic before to me, so that is kind of whack. But the fact that I just tracked a chord progression that easy was really dope, right? So here I can hit Command 6. I'm going to open up my MIDI window, and I can see this chord progression right here, right? So let's check it out. So I can zoom in and I can edit it. It tracked kind of weird, I think, because the bug. I can quantize this, right? Pull it to the bar, and I have a chord progression, which is kind of funky. This is a testament to the bugs that are happening in the 10.7.5 update. So hopefully they patch that because this is kind of whack. Let's give it another shot. All right, cool. That's much better. Now we got our block chords. Let's quantize them. Let's note force legato, all the chords. I have my own key commands for this. I'll keep this and bam. So now I have a chord progression. You guys can set those key commands, by the way, if you want to note force legato where they all stick to each other. They all, you know, fill in the gaps. Option K, check out your key commands. That's a little tip for you. All right, so let's drag these all to the bar line because I couldn't see where it was going. Some weird stuff here. Bam, bam, bam. Now you have your chords. And that's really dope because now I have chords all mapped out. Best thing about this recording is you see these little, if you zoom in right here, there's these little orange arrows and they're signifying where you're going to be recording. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could also do like an ARP. Let's just duplicate the track just to show this in action with the chord tracking, right? So now we have a chord trigger and we have an ARP, and you can change where it records in the signal chain. So here you just go record MIDI to track here, and that'll record the chord trigger and the ARP from Alchemy. Let's change the sound just to switch it up a little bit, right? Cool. So now we have a chord trigger, right, which is giving us the chords. And we'll even switch this. We'll go to something else. We'll go to a keyboard voicing songwriter right hand, okay? So now we're going to trigger chords, and we're going to trigger ARPing of those chords by playing C3 through C5, okay? Check it out. All right, so tap in with that, right? Now we got the chords. I'm just hitting one note on the keyboard and it's playing the chords, right? So you have this ARPing the actual chord and it's laying it out in MIDI, so you can do whatever you want with it, which is super dope. So imagine how powerful that is when you're trying to just like come up with ideas and write, and you just want to be in a certain key. You know, you can go to the chord trigger, you can set the key for it. So for example, like right here, you could say the trigger keys. You can go to the songwriter, and then you can also go to learn, where you can learn a chord. Like you can say, hey, I'm going to press D, and that's going to learn, you know, an A sharp minor or whatever, right? So it's just doing its own thing right now. But literally one of the coolest things ever, I think, in this new update. So the last thing I want to show you is nested tracks now, which is really cool. I don't usually use this much in Logic Pro because I mix and master a lot more in Pro Tools, but this could get me to mix and master a lot more in Logic Pro if they can really lock in on this. So nested tracks, what does that mean? That means maybe you got similar tracks. You got like a clap and a snare, and then you got a hi-hat, and you got drum kits, and you have all this different stuff, and you want to nest those things together, but then you want to make a nest of a nest, basically. A track stack of a track stack is what it is. It's inception of your tracks, okay?
That might work.
So I got these groove tracks, for example, and I want to put these, maybe I want to select all these, and I want to go, hey, I'm going to turn this into a new track stack. All right. So let's go here and let's say create track stack. Where is that? Track stack. Okay. So that's going to give us a summing stack, which just sums it all together into one folder. Okay. So now I can say sample drums or drum samples or something, right? Drum samples. Cool. Now, what if I want to take also the acoustic drums, the 70s kit, the slate drums, all that stuff, and make a track stack out of that? Let's do that. Cool. So let's go create track stack. Now we have all of our acoustic kits within there. So let's call this acoustic kits. Now it used to be this is where you could stop. Like this Logic wouldn't let you do anything else, right? But now you can take these guys and say, how about all the drums go into another stack? So let's select those and we'll go to track and we can go to new track stack. So create track stack. And now you can go bam, and you got all drums. So this is really effective for when you go into the mixer. If I hit X, I have my all drums and I have arrows here, which is super dope. So now I can break out these to everything, right? So I can see these in their own way, and I can just keep opening up track stacks. So maybe you have like synth basses, then you have analog basses, or you have synth basses, you have acoustic basses, electric basses, etc. And then you could put those all into their own summing stack, which helps really just clean everything up, right? So here now I have all my drums. I have the acoustic kits I could break out. I can get back into that. I can go to the drum samples and just another kind of layer to the stack, okay? Now, the last thing I'm gonna mention to you guys is if you wanna know about any of the other updates, again, I'm telling you right now, this is a buggy update for me. I'm on an M1 Max Monterey 12.51 and it is funky. Okay, I got issues going on with my Logic. It's crashing a lot more. There's a lot of weird stuff. So these features, they come with a price for me so far. That's my fair warning to you guys, and I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not trying to sell you on Logic Pro, okay? Also, if you wanna figure out what else is new, go to support.apple.com, check out Logic Pro, what's new, 10.7.5. You're also gonna see free tempo recording, other smart tempo enhancements, personalized spatial audio support, Ableton Link support, record MIDI plugin output, showed you that. Edit the gain of audio regions with Gain Tool, showed you that. Nested track stacks, use pedal board stomp boxes as independent plugins. That's pretty cool. New sound packs, Logic Pro settings and project settings, I don't know. 32-bit file import, cool. Improved organization in the plugin manager, and then there's some miscellaneous stuff. And that's everything, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments. Are you going to update? Are you not going to update? Are you cool with the crashes and the random bugs? Are you going to wait a little bit? Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. If you got something out of it, share the show. All right. Till next time. Peace, guys.